What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Andrea. Now, I battled my opponent on my Discord server, so if you guys are interested in Wi-Fi battling in general, definitely check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description below. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. It's a pretty fun community. Now, we are having an overused tier game. Looking at my opponent's team, a very threatening team. It looks like my opponent just went to Pokeem's channel, looked at his Let's Talk videos, and then just threw him on a team, and then put on Tapu Fini and a Marowak and just called it a day. As I'm using an RU team, pretty much. I just kind of wanted to use these Pokemon a lot, because people really wanted me to use Frostlass, and I wanted to use this Magnezone set a lot really badly. And since I did have some hazard control with my Hitmonchan, I figured now is the time, and my opponent does not really have Stealth Rocks on his team, except for a lone Marowak potentially and Mega Metagross. So it's like a good feeling, as my opponent is going to lead off with his Tapu Fini, or her Tapu Fini, as I'm going to be leading off with my Reuniclus. So Reuniclus, I know can easily just beat this thing. I can set up a Future Sight, and I do have Psy Shock. I know it won't do that much damage, but I can at least whittle it down. As my opponent actually decides to switch out turn 1 and brings in her Greninja, that was pretty risky, because what if I carried Energy Ball, dude? Like, you gotta think about that kind of stuff, as now getting in for Future Sight, I thought you would want to switch out into Metagross instead, but the Greninja just comes flying in. I actually tanked that Dark Pulse because I am Assault Vest for Reuniclus. My opponent underestimated this Reuniclus, thinking that Specs Dark Pulse can one-shot me, as I'm able to one-shot it back, not get flinch, and connect Focus Blast. I just did the impossible in that one turn. Wow, that's like incredible. But now in comes Mega Metagross, and I'm like, okay, I gotta switch out so I can get my Regenerator, but my opponent Mega Evolves before I switch out, which is pretty interesting. I did not expect that at all, but it's because that she carries Pursuit, and I'm like, oh, I guess my Reuniclus is going to die after all, but that is fine with me. The Greninja being dead in exchange for Reuniclus's life is probably worth it, because Greninja is a piece of crap Pokemon, like Mega Metagross, but it having Pursuit means it likely doesn't carry like Thunder Punch, or like, it only has 4 move slots, so Mega Metagross can't run all these moves, and Pursuit taking up one of the move slots. I understand why you run Pursuit. But I actually outspeed it because I'm Scoff Haunter. But I'm Scarf Haunter, and my opponent just did not expect that, or like underestimated Haunter a lot. But I'm able to knock out the freaking Metagross there. As now I'm gonna bring in my Bronzong here, because I wanted to get the Toxic off on this thing, and I saw Misty Terrain was gonna expire in 1 turn. So my opponent kind of like did not count the Misty Terrain turns here, misplaying the Tapu Fini a little bit, because now I'm able to go for the Toxic here, and she should have expected it from Bronzong at the very least, because Bronzong carries Toxic pretty frequently, so setting up this early on was very greedy, especially since I have another set in the back to deal with this Tapu Fini as well. But I'm just using Bronzong at this point because I want to keep that secret for later. So Tapu Fini does get +2 special attack, which is pretty threatening, but as long as it's not invested, it shouldn't 2-hit KO me, as it's unable to 2-hit KO me because it doesn't carry Hydro Pump, as I'm able to get the Toxic off on the Tapu Fini. So at the very least, this thing will eventually die, and Tapu Fini being weakened means a lot. And Poison, especially since the Tapu Fini does not have reliable recovery, means that it will die and has a time. It's on a clock pretty much. So Surf going to bring me down pretty low. The annoying part about this Bronzong, or Bronzong in general, is that it doesn't really have reliable recovery, but this set is supposed to alleviate that problem with Recycle. And I'm able to recycle my Agua Berry, get 50% of my health every time I reach 25% health, and that's pretty common on Bronzong, because Bronzong is that Pokemon that tanks like 3-hit KOs and stuff like that, and that usually brings them down with red health. So that's pretty handy, as though she's gonna start setting up another Calm Mind on me, expecting the Recycle, but I just go for Gyro Ball because I want to knock out this thing. I really want to weaken it, and I can't really do anything else at this point. And I know I could just bring in something else and probably beat it, but I don't want anything else to take a +3 Surf, so I just kind of let Bronzong tank the hit. I do tank it still, as I'm able to get the Agua Berry, get back more health, and I'm going to go for the Recycle again, get the Agua Berry again. This Tapu Fini is going to get stalled out to death. And if you guys did not notice, I did speed this part up a lot, because no one wants to watch Toxic stalling, but I was pretty much resorted to this, unless I wanted to break something else. But I just wanted to kind of showcase this Bronzong set, honestly. Nothing more, nothing less, as we're able to 1v1 this Tapu Fini, though I definitely do think that my opponent should have switched out in this situation. But I guess my opponent didn't really have switch-ins, because she had Tapu Lele, Pheromosa, and one more thing I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But in comes said Pheromosa. Oh yeah, and a lone Marowak. So a lone Marowak would have been a great switch into this thing. Don't know why she didn't switch that in, but that is fine. I'm not gonna really question my opponent's play, because she probably wanted this free kill with her specs, or not specs, her freaking Fighty Z for Hermosa, so it's probably Focus Blast, because most people run high jump kick with Choice Scarf and Focus Blast with either the Fighty Z or Quiver Dance. So Ella Pummeling is going to destroy my Bronzong. Unfortunately, even on max speed F, max HP, it's going to destroy me, as the Pheromos is going to get a beast boost. As now I'm going to bring in my Techno Poop here. It may seem kind of weird, like why would you bring in Magnezone in on freaking Pheromosa, but you guys will see the magic that's about to happen. So Focus Blast going to connect, unfortunately, and it's going to bring me down to 1 HP. Holy crap, dude, that was ridiculous. And gonna get 1 HP with Sturdy. No one expects this set at all, because most people think Magnezone are Magnet Pull, but no, I am Sturdy. So gonna go for the Z Psych Up here and get back to full health, because that's what Z Psych Up does. Not only that, I'm able to obtain that +1 special attack boost that Pheromosa acquired from Beast Boost, so pretty handy. I'm able to dodge that Focus Blast as well. I'm getting rewarded for using freaking novelty sets. Not really, just Focus Blast is so unreliable. You should not rely on that kind of shit. As now in comes this Thick Club. That Marowak name is actually pretty clever. I like that. As I kind of stay in here. I had no reason to stay in, but I'm just gonna go for Flash Cannon because I really wanted to see the damage, and I don't really feel like switching out because I do carry the Sturdy. So even though Bone Memorying or whatever, most Marowaks don't carry it anymore, but like Bone Memorying or however, I don't know how you pronounce that fucking move. That's one of those moves that I just like don't touch because it's like I can't pronounce it. But yeah, Flash Cannon going to chunk it pretty hard, as she does get the burn on me. Not too big of a deal because I'm going to get to a KO'd. As my Magnezone almost beats this Marowak 1v1, which is pretty funny. If I had another boost, or if I had like another coverage move, I should have been able to destroy this Marowak. Maybe I should run a Hyper Beam on this Magnezone just so I can like use the normal LMZ to another way in case I don't get the chance to see Psych Up. But Z Psych Up also works with Sturdy, so there's, I mean, like, the opponent doesn't have to have stats to use Z Psych Up, which is also pretty handy. But we're able to kill off the Marowak with my Hex, with my Frost Blast, my Lysandra. Soon comes the Tapu Lele, my opponent's last Mon. I don't think Tapu Lele can clean up this game because I am Focus Sashed, Frost Blast, and even though Hex probably won't knock this thing up because it is a balanced Pokemon, I do carry Thunder Wave, the yellow magic on this Frost Blast, because it was supposed to be a lead Frost Blast, but I figured my opponent's team was too fast to really get a convenient lead off of this Frost Blast, so I just let off with something else. But I'm able to T-Wave the Tapu Lele. As now, I should be able to outspeed it, thankfully, and go for the Hex, and that's just going to be able to knock out the Tapu Lele, and we are going to be able to win this game with a 3-0 victory. So, pretty surprising I was able to win this game, but my opponent's team honestly wasn't that well constructed, in my opinion. I mean, neither was my team, obviously, but my opponent just didn't have switch-ins to a lot of things, and that kind of like came to her downfall. But that was the battle, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. It really means the world to me, and seeing a lot of likes on the video just keeps me inspired to make uploads. And your guys' support, just, I love you. That's pretty much it. Okay. And the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite Generation 7 Pokemon? Now this one should be pretty obvious to you guys. I use Lurantis a lot. Now I don't really know why Lurantis is just like my babe. I mean, just contrary Lurantis. That fucking solar blade shit, that is garbage. Don't use that. Use freaking contrary Lurantis. It's gonna be like NU, and it's gonna be like top tier threat. Watch. Even though Servine probably does it better, but it's okay. But that's gonna be the battle, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright? Peace.